Hi, Kubrick Lover 1972 here. Of course, you know me as Brian. And guess I'll see people's comments. Let me just check to see if I'm on YouTube. I haven't done streaming in a while. Um, Let me just check to see if I'm showing up on here, which I think I am, but let's just see. Let me just be positive on that. Um, well, I don't see myself currently. I know how to find myself. Let's see. Sorry about the slowdown here. Just I want to make sure I'm on YouTube. So let me see. Yeah, I am on here. I see. Okay. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. I am on here. So. Yeah. All right. I got my phone on. Just. I think I'll see your comments when you leave a comment on the computer. So. Anyways, I set a timer for the stream so that I know when to. So I know how long I'm. Well, I mean, I see the timer there, but I don't know. Anyways, so I thought this is the spur of the moment. I thought I'd come on and do a stream. I'm usually not up at this time of day. Usually I get up. Well, I work noon to 4 on Mondays to Fridays, but I didn't work today because we closed early today at the library. Oh hey, hi, how are you? Um, anyways, I think usually I get up maybe during the week 10:30, 10:50, and during the weekend much later. Like I don't know, just early afternoon, mid afternoon. I just sleep in, and I had to get my blood taken, and I had to get there earlier in the day, and I went to bed earlier last night, so that's why I'm up now. That's why you see me now. So, anyways, let me get to the movies I've been watching recently. Um, they're not in chronological order exactly, um, but I was gonna originally title the stream "The Cinema 7" or something, and that you have a catchy title. But I remembered I watched another movie, so that makes it 8. Um, I haven't seen Mars Attacks, but anyways, so I because I included 8, I just retitled it the Cineaste films I've watched recently. Anyways, so here's the first this film I oh okay that's um that was just an alarm that went off. Anyways, so I've been watching a bunch of movies, and this one was the last one I watched complete. I'm in the midst of watching another one. This is Super Vixens by Russ Meyer. This is probably the third time I've watched it this year. My friend brought this over, and then I had got a copy myself. They're kind of cartoonish. Russ Meyer's movies, big-breasted women, and kind of idiotic men. Uh, with no wit. No their wits not around them, and it's just a lot of fun. I don't know if they're great films or anything. I don't know. They're fun. I like how fun they are. Yeah, obviously it involves sex, but it's just pure fun. Um, just trying to think I can show that there. Anyways, so I highly recommend this. Um, and this is the one I'm watching currently, and I haven't finished it, and I think it's the second time or is it the third time I've watched it this year? Beneath the Valley, the Ultra Vixens. Some of these people that you see in the Super Vixens, you also see in Ultra Vixens. just lots of sex. It's kind of weird, kind of interesting about Russ Meyer. I don't know if he has a story exactly. Maybe he sort of like sees certain things and just puts them into the narrative, and he puts like naked women on high mountain cliffs, and like in the special features, the women say like they didn't feel comfortable, doing the poses or whatever. I don't know. He's a very interesting guy. No, I haven't seen that, Dave and Tucker. No. And then this one I've watched recently. I've seen this before. I guess I watched it because it was, um, Thanksgiving happened fairly recently, and this film takes place during Thanksgiving. It's The Ice Storm by Ang Lee. Got a little plastic on it still, or maybe not. This guy Kevin Kline, Sigourney Weaver, Joan Allen, Christina Ricci, Tobey Maguire, Katie Holmes. I think I might be missing an actor or two, but this is a good movie. Set during Thanksgiving in the town of New Canaan, Connecticut. So yeah, I, I I don't know, just something sort of there's something that happens at the end of the movie. It's very tragic. Um, Pulls at your heartstrings a little. Oh yeah, Elijah Wood's in this. I forgot. Yes, Elijah Wood is also in this. Yes. Um, yeah, it's Kevin Kline's having an affair with Sigourney Weaver. Um, Tobey Maguire is in love with Katie Holmes' character. He's like at a boarding school, and the people are wealthy that live in this area of New Canaan, Connecticut. I guess people are wealthy there, and the Joan Allen character knows that the Kevin Kline character, her husband, is she has a like she figures out he's cheating on her. That it's a really good movie. It's Criterion. This is with Al Pacino. Maybe it's better than Scarface. I like Scarface, but it's another. De Palma did this with Pacino. Carlito's Way. Really good movie. This Blu-ray looks fantastic. I mean, the colors on this really pop, and the rain at night and the alleyway and the brick walls. It looks beautiful on here. The music's great. It's because it's set in the 70s, and yeah, just really what Blu-ray? I think of a Sony. But anyways, this is Carlito's Way. Maybe this would be a short stream. I'm in 8 minutes and going kind of fast through this. I set a timer on my Alexa to time me for about half an hour. So Carlito's Way has Sean Penn, Penelope Ann Miller. I think that's her name, Penelope Ann Miller. Let me see. Where is she? Louise Guzman. I forgot. I didn't. Viggo Mortensen was in this. I didn't even know he was in this. I'd seen this before. I just didn't. John Leguizamo. And where is she mentioned? Oh yeah, there she is. Penelope Ann Miller. Yeah. Oh hey JJ. Yeah. Um, Anyways, and this I'm going to show a few heist movies here. I like this film a lot. I've seen it. I think at least twice. Un Fleek with Alain Delon, right there, and Catherine Deneuve, who's one of the great actresses of all time, I think. Richard Crenna. Richard Crenna was in Rambo, I think. He's the guy that I haven't seen Rambo in quite some time, but he's the guy that's on Rambo's side. I can't remember his character's name in that, but I think he's. I don't think Richard Crenna is French, but he's speaking French in this movie, or his voice is dubbed. I've watched a bunch of I've watched at least 2 films recently with Alain Delon. He's a fantastic actor. He was in this film called Mr. Klein. A friend of mine is watching that. I watched that recently. Really good film. This is the heist movie. Un flic in French, I think, means a cop. Um, it's the star of the film. These 4 guys do a hold up of a bank, and of course, with heist movies, something has to go wrong. Because they, like with heist movies, the criminals try to think all of the problems that could pop up. Like when they do a heist, so that they can avoid it. And I think there's a few heist movies where the criminals get away with it, but in most cases, even if they make it watertight, if they make it work so well that there's no problems with robbing a bank or whatever, usually something goes wrong. So this is a really good movie. I really enjoy this movie. It's by Jean-Pierre Melville. He's made a lot of great movies. Another one being, I don't know how to pronounce it, but La Deuxième Souffle, which means a second wind. This has a great high scene where, really interesting high scene where they're on a highway. There's this, they know this bank, this armored car is going to go down this highway at a certain time. So they have one guy high up on a cliff area where there's a road. I think what's he supposed to do? Maybe shoot the tires or something, and then these 2 guys on motorcycles pick up. How does it work? I don't know. But that's a great heist scene. I guess I'm not doing it justice right at the moment and then how they get one of the guys who did the heist. One of the cops that figures out that the Lino Ventura character he's arrested, but he's like not saying how it was done. I think they pretend to be gangsters, and they get them on tape, and that's how they find out more information about what happened. Yeah, these are really classy, high class movies. They're he's a French director, and then this maybe this stream's going to be short. I guess I'm speeding through these. This is one of my favorite movies, RoboCop. I watched this recently with my friend. We watched this because I had the Blu-ray and the DVD of this. When I go traveling, like there's a few movies I take with me that I have on Blu-ray and DVD. Most of the time, if I have a Blu-ray of a movie and I have the DVD too, I usually get rid of the DVD. But there's a few films I keep, like for travel. So like this is one, Fight Club's another. Up in the Incredibles are a few of the other ones. This is really good, real fun movie. This cop played by Peter Weller is shot dead by a bunch of cop killing criminals, and they bring him back as a cyborg, half human, half robot, and he finds out the people who killed him and gets revenge, and also helps enforce the law. It sort of has a comic kind of feel to it. I mean, they had these fake commercials, like with an artificial heart and this new car with like a dinosaur in it. So it's got a silliness to it. I don't know if I've seen Maniac Cop. But so, anyways, yeah, Peter Weller plays the cop, and his partner Lewis is played by Nancy Allen or Karen Allen. It's Nancy Allen, and then you got Kurtwood Smith, who was on that '70s show as Red, I think his character, the father. He's Clarence Boddicker in this movie. He's a cop killer. And you have Ronnie Cox, who's part of OCP, who creates the Ed 209, which is a rival law enforcement thing. But it's all robot, and it accidentally kills one of the one of the people that works at OCP at the start of the movie. Let's see. Ronnie Cox was in Deliverance. He's the guy who plays the guitar with the half breed, whatever Southern person playing the banjo. You know, he's the guy that plays the guitar along with him, Ronnie Cox in Deliverance. So in this film, he plays a bad guy. And there's another character, Miguel Ferrer, who's, I think it's his uncle Jose Ferrer, was in Lawrence of Arabia. Jose Ferrer in Lawrence of Arabia plays a Turkish military person who, what did they do? Like they cane or whip Lawrence when he goes into a Turkish town. Anyways, that's his uncle, I guess. And Miguel Ferrer, I think, died of cancer later on in his life. He was on a show, I think, called Crossing Jordan. Let's see who else. And it's directed by Paul Verhoeven. There's a recently a 5-hour documentary on this film, which is I haven't watched, but it's supposed to be really good. And the scores by Basil Polidoris, really good score. Sort of sounds kind of like Jerry Goldsmith's scores, like he did Alien, Jerry Goldsmith, and what other films has he done? He might have done Rambo. Anyways, and it's directed by Paul Verhoeven. So yeah, maybe Paul Verhoeven's best film that I've seen. So I wasn't wild about Basic Instinct had some good sex scenes, but like overall that film didn't work to me. I don't know. And Showgirls is kind of interesting. It's kind of an interesting train wreck of a movie. Yeah. Anyways, I guess I talked enough about that one. And Rob Bottin he created the suit for RoboCop. He did the howling for the werewolf movie. And then you got a few of these movies are sort of out of order. I forgot some that I watched after and before and all that. So this is another movie that I was really impressed by. It's a British film, The Long Good Friday. I think it came out in 1980. I thought 79. But it's showing London before it became very commercialized. And I guess it's supposed to be like one of the great British movies. It's got Bob Hoskins here as like a criminal mob boss kind of a guy. But things are changing in England, and the way it ends, you think he's gonna, he's gonna have control over London, and things don't go quite the way he thinks they'll go, because at the start of the movie, he's a lot of control over the cops, over other crime family, mob people. But when this new enemy that tries to bomb him and everything, they don't do it for mob reasons. They do it for political reasons. And at the end of the movie, you realize things are changing. I like this movie. It's got some really good music to it as well. So I guess the stream is going to be over before my timer ends. I've been going 19 minutes. I guess the only other thing I'm going to show in the stream is I'm dying to read this book. I just don't know. I can tell you 2 other movies I saw recently. I don't normally go to the theater these days because it's expensive, but these 2 films came out recently at theater. They're not new movies. I saw Kill Bill, the complete and uncut version. There's the bride's. I can't remember how it all goes, but when Kill Bill came out in the theaters originally, it was released in two parts. So I think part one came out in 2001, part two came in 2002 by Tarantino. Kill Bill. Kill Bill Volume 1 is my favorite Tarantino movie. I'm not a fan of all Tarantino films, and I don't like his dialogue is kind of ostentatious. It just too decorative, too ornamental, too it attracts too much attention to it itself, I think. And I guess some people that are big Tarantino people that's what one of his strengths is his dialogue. It's kind of annoying to me. Like I know Pulp Fiction is highly regarded as one of the great movies like in the '90s and gave a surge to independent films, and I acknowledge it as like important in film history, sort of like King Kong. It's sort of the same idea with King Kong. Like King Kong came out in 31, maybe the original King Kong. And even though I appreciate its special effects, I like the Peter Jackson version. That I prefer that one. Just like Night of the Living Dead, I know that's considered the like Romero's great film. I acknowledge it for like it's addressing things like the Vietnam War and racism and that. But I'm not wild about Night of the Living Dead. I think it's kind of a little boring. I guess it's sort of boring. I think Dawn of the Dead is a way better picture. And I know Romero touches upon certain topics with each Dead movie, like with the Night of the Living Dead was like the Vietnam War and racism. You got consumerism and Dawn of the Dead. You got Day of the Dead. You got the military-industrial complex. With Land of the Dead, and then I'm not sure. Diary of the Dead, I think, is maybe addressing social media. And there was another Dead movie that he made before he died. I've met George Romero. I have my Dawn of the Dead box set signed by him. Anyways, this is not a book that I'm going to show here, and I've shown it on a previous video, I believe. But it's the other movie we saw recently, me and my friend, was The Shining by my favorite director, Stanley Kubrick. And I've got this book here. It's humongous. It's by the publisher's Taschen. I have a bunch of Taschen books. They're like, you have one of Salvador Dali's paintings, a few other Kubrick ones. I have a James Bond one, a Charlie Chaplin one. Anyways, the person who wrote this book, it's their favorite movie, and I'll just show like a quick view of some of this, but it's two books. So first off, you got this. I think it looks like the maze in the film. If it's there you can see it better. It's embossed there. So you got photos from the movie, behind the scenes stuff. Very in detail. It's an exhaustive making of The Shining. I think it's got the script in here. Let me see. And Garrett Brown, the inventor of the Steadicam, instead of having your clean, they use this device you put on your body and the camera, so the camera could be stable when you carry it. Here's a scene with Wendy and Jack Nicholson going up the staircase and how they shot that. Here's a scene with the two twins, the Grady twins. Scene inside the maze. I mean, it's exhaustive. And then you got a scrapbook that comes with it. So you got this here. So I guess this is just pictures. You got the Grady twins there. I think you got photos of them when they become adults in here. I did see it. The kid who plays Danny Lloyd. I saw him on YouTube. He was at some kind of film festival. Talking as an adult about the it was like he directed. Let's see. Here we go. Here's an interesting picture. Here's Danny and the Grady twins. Off camera. Just hitting, not filming that particular point. So, anyways, yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream here. I'm almost to the point of where I was going to, keep continuing. JJ, if you're still watching, happy holidays as well. I'm sorry I didn't say that before. And happy holidays, everybody. Whatever you celebrate, whether it be Christmas. Okay, bye, JJ. Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, solstice, nothing, whatever. Just have a good holiday season. Maybe I'll make this a habit. I'll show I don't know, maybe 8 films that I've watched currently. I backtracked a little in this stream. I think there's some not gaping. There's some holes where there might have been some movies that I've shown here that were in between other movies. Maybe there were 2 movies I forgot that I watched recently. So, and I watched a few films over at my friend's house, that are in his collection. And then he's borrowing a few of mine. So there's one I watched called Mr. Klein that he's borrowing. So that's a really good movie with Alain Delon. He's a great actor. Check him out. He died maybe this year. So anyways, I'm going to end it. Thanks for watching and happy holidays. Bye. See you later.